Hello friends, welcome back to the next video tutorial in the series of XHTML and CSS. In the last video we have seen what is column span and how do we get column span, how do we declare it, what is the attribute we use for column span. In this video we are going to learn about three different concepts. Of course they are small concepts anyway, but very important when you are dealing with tables. In this video we are going to learn about the table width, cell padding and cell spacing. These are the three different concepts. What is table width? What is table cell spacing and cell padding? We'll see. We are saying table width. Yes, it is auto adjusting whatever we write, right? So for example, this is the longest piece I have in this table, so it is occupying this much space. So whatever the longest piece you have in the in your table, that much width of the table will be occupied. For example, see, if I say, like, if I take like James Watson and if I write blah 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 like this, so save it. We'll see how my table width gets adjusted. See, this is the longest piece I have in my table, and my table width got adjusted according to the longest piece of the information I had in my table. So this is what table width, but this is not my requirement. My requirement is I just want to have the width of whatever the width I want. It should not adjust with the longest piece of the information in the table. I want the width of my table according to my wish. If I want to have my width according to 500 pixels, the table should be in 500 pixels regardless of the information or the longest piece in the table. That is my requirement. So how do I do that? Yeah, we'll see that. Yeah, you can guess. You obviously guess. I know you people are genius. Yeah, it's width. Yeah, in this way we'll go for width attribute. So I'm saying now my table should be 500 pixels, and I'm removing all this blah blah which are unnecessary for the time being. Yes, so I'm just saving this and I'm refreshing my table. See, this is my longest piece, but it is not adjusting the table according to the longest piece of information. Whatever the pixels I have given, here I have given the table's pixels as 500 pixels. So all my cells in my table are adjusting according to that width. See, here it has adjusted with 500 pixels, here it has adjusted with 500 pixels, here it adjusted with 500 pixels. For example, if I have given like only 200 pixels, how my table is going to look, we'll see now. See, 200 pixels. Save it and refresh the web page. See, so whatever the width I mention, my text or information is adjusting in that width only. I given 200 pixels of width, so it is adjusting only in 200 pixels of width. Even though my information is not going to adjust here, it comes to next line. But whatever the pixels I mention, the table is adjusting in that width only. All my cells are placed according to the width I have mentioned in my web page. This is what the width means, table width means. Okay, that's wonderful. It's a wonderful feature in the XHTML and CSS. If you want to have your table width as your wish, you can go for this attribute and use and have your information or mention your information table as ever dynamically. But I also want to say one more thing. Using width attribute, you can also mention, if you are not sure about how many pixels you want, you can mention. What is mention? What the heck? Anyway, mention. Okay, make a point. Anyway, width is, I can give in percentages also. So if I want to give my width as 50%, I can give 50%. Like, save it and refresh your web page. See, it occupied 50% of your web page, 50% of the space in your web page. If I give 100%, then it will occupy total area in your web page. Let me try by placing 100%, right? Yeah. Now save it and refresh it. See, it is going to occupy the total space of my web page. See, it is now showing in 100% in my web page. Suppose if I decrease my web page, it is going to adjust 100% in my web page. That is what the feature I have in width attribute. So width attribute may be mentioned in percentages also. If you mention percentages, then it will adjust whatever the size you have. Like, if you decrease the size or if you resize your browser, even though it will show the even though our table will be shown as 100% in the resized browser. That is also one of the good important feature in XHTML for width attribute. If I give 500 pixels, see, save it and refresh it. Now if I decrease my table, sorry, if I decrease my table or resize my not to decrease the table, if I resize my browser, then only the information will not be shown as it's shown like percentage. See, my information got cut when I resize my browser, but that is not going to happen when you mention your table width in percentages. So it's a good practice to mention your width attribute in percentages if you're writing a program or if you're designing a web page. It's a good practice because it gives a dynamical thing of your web page. So whenever you resize the browser, your table, all the information in your table will be auto adjusted and it will be shown in as 100%. Hope you understood. This is about width attribute. Now we are going to see what is cell padding and cell spacing. First of all, what is cell and what is padding? We'll see now. This is nothing but cell. Cell is nothing but the you are seeing number of boxes in this table, right? So each box is considered as one cell. See here, movie information is there in one cell, hero information is there in one cell, director information is there in one cell. So it is called as one cell. See how many rows we have? 3 rows. How many columns we have? 3 columns. So 3 by 3 matrix is considered as 3 by 3 matrix. So 3 cells plus 3 cells plus 3 cells means total 9. So as it is a 3 by 3 matrix, 3 into 3 is 9. So 9 cells are there in this particular table. So each row and column, each box is considered as one cell. So now we know what is cell. Now we will see what is cell padding. So the cell padding is nothing but the distance between the information contained in the cell and the border of the cell is known as cell padding. Okay, for example, the rise is the information and the line you can see the border of the cell, that is, you have 4 lines, right? So that is called as the border of the cell. So the distance between the border of the cell and the information contained in it is known as cell padding. Anyway, you'll better understood if I show in practical. So for cell padding, we are going to use the attribute called as cell padding, and equal to, I'm giving it as 10 pixels. Of course, if I don't mention it as 10 pixels, pixels, it will consider as pixels only. So I'm not mentioning as 10 px, I'm just placing as 10. So see how my browser is going to render my table in the web page. See, so when I refresh, see here, this is the longest piece in this particular cell. So in this cell, it occupied 10 pixels left, 10 pixels right, 10 pixels up, 10 pixels down. Means this is a border. These lines is nothing but the border of this particular cell. So the distance between the information contained in the cell and the border of the cell is nothing but cell padding. Okay, so I have given 10 pixels, so it occupies 10 pixels. If I give 20 pixels, it will occupy 20 pixels. If I give 30 pixels, it occupies 30 pixels in each and every cell which is contained in my table. So refresh. See, now it occupied 20 pixels left, 20 pixels right, 20 pixels left, 10 pixels right, 20 pixels up, and 20 pixels down. So this is nothing but cell padding. Now we are going to see what is cell spacing. See, cell spacing is nothing but the distance between two different cells in a table is known as cell spacing. Once again I repeat, the distance between two cells contained in a table is known as cell spacing. This is cells, these are cells, right? The spacing is the distance between them. That's it, very simple. So further, the attribute is cell spacing. Cell spacing, and I'm just giving it as 10 pixels. Save it and just refresh it. You'll see how my table is going to look. See, this is one cell, this is one cell. The distance between the two cells is nothing but cell spacing. So each and every cell, this is one cell and this is one cell. The distance between two different cells is nothing but cell spacing. It occupies 10 pixels here, 10 pixels here, 10 pixels here, and 10 pixels here. So this is nothing but cell spacing. So in this video we have learned what is table width, what is cell spacing, and what is cell padding. Hope you understood the 3 different terms, and it's very simple if you understood. And we frequently use these attributes when we are designing a table in our web page. Hope you understood and you enjoy the video. If you have any doubts, please comment it. That's it for this video. So we are going to see some new concepts in next videos. Don't forget to subscribe my videos if you like it and if you understand, and please don't forget to comment it. Whatever you think, just comment it. Anyway, thanks, that's all for this video. Hope you enjoy video. See you in the next video. Bye bye.